Boom.
Biddly, 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 boy. Yes, yes, yo. Here we go. Ain't nobody down round here. You know what time it is. Get that badger in and on and over here. We've got an 8-minute march on. 8 minutes to get through as much news as we can. Daily news, Monday to Friday. Oh, cat's trying to break in. I don't know if you can hear that. Steady on, pal. Honestly, I'll be 8 minutes, mate. Do not worry. James is available for Monday, so we obviously won't have him over the weekend. Whether or not he gets back to full fitness, but even before the end of the season, I'm not too concerned about. It'd just be good to have him back in squad, really, even if we can get 20, 30 minutes out of him. Obviously, there's a great deal left to do with 12 points available, and we need to go and try and grab them all. But, you know, the Sheffield-Burnley game could prove decisive. So Rothwell's similar. We might get him back for the last game of the season, but again, I don't think Fucker is going to be in any rush to sort of try and get any of the players in on the basis that, you know, we can't really be. There's no need to be getting players minutes at this point, at this moment in time. It's just about getting over the line, isn't it? And I'm confident with Gruev, Tanaka, Ampadu, Rodon. We've got enough. Nonto, even Ramazani to maybe get a few minutes. Schmidt's been playing really well off at bench. So we're looking strong. We're looking all right. Get the job done, boys. That's all it's about over this weekend. Soucek. So there was quite a bit of talk about Soucek yesterday from West Ham. Well, I actually like. I don't know if he's gone off a boil a little bit for West Ham. Obviously, they've been quite poor this season. Well, really poor. They've collapsed since Moyes left, but Moyes loved him. Big physical fella, isn't he? You know, in centre midfield for West Ham. He had a really good partnership with Rice a few years ago. Rice was actually sitting a little bit more, and Soucek were getting on and grabbing a few goals and stuff. I'd be up for that to some extent. I don't know what everybody's saying on that type of a midfield general, you know, because we're going to need to strengthen. There's talks that Gruev's potentially on the move at the end of the season, so they will be looking. I know he's looking in Germany for a couple of players that he's got a few ties with and stuff. A lot of people are getting on to Farker and the 49ers backs about who's actually in charge, when we all know Parag runs the club and runs the football team, picks the squad, does the training sessions, or at least tells the coaches in detail what he wants the drills to be. But we know that by now, don't we? We've learned that. Evan Ferguson, again, today keeps popping up. So he was allegedly worth 100 million at one point in his life. He's only 20. So that sort of shows how absolutely insane the world is, isn't it? We spoke about him yesterday, but he's on loan from Brighton. He's only played 6 games for West Ham. There's not much to talk about him, really. 0 goals in them 6 games. Was once worth 100 million. He must be brilliant. Who knows? 20-year-old. Harrison back to Leeds. There's still some rumblings of this. If it comes up, it must come out. This is what the 8-minute march on's all about. That rhymes. I cannot see a world where Harrison ends up back at the club. I think he'll just go to America or to Saudi or something. If he can't get a club in England, I think he'll be off, because obviously it's not going well for him at Everton. I'm one of the ones that thinks Harrison was good for us for the time. And I don't particularly despise him, you know, like people do. I know his mum came out with some crazy statements and what have you, but I think in terms of people that came in that sort of deserved the Premier League move when he moved to Everton, there was less hard feelings for me with him than there was for everybody that just came here just to play in Premier League, didn't care about Leeds even remotely. And I'm not bothered if they care about Leeds either which way, to be honest. That's not what it's about for me. I just want them to come and perform, do well for the club. That means that the club are doing well, the players are doing well. If they use it as a stepping stone, there's no better example of this than Rafinha. Obviously, I'm not comparing Rafinha to Harrison, but came, played to his absolute maximum, to his peak, 100%, wanted to keep us in Premier League, wanted us to stay up. Rafinha got that job done with Harrison the first year, to be fair. And then, the second year. And then moves on to greater things, and now he's a beast looking at Ballon d'Or. So I know Rafinha is definitely on a different trajectory, but he has kind words to say about Leeds. It's just a stepping stone. We are currently that type of a club. We're a big club, but until we get back into Europe in the next few years, we're not going to be able to hold on to these players. Christensen has signed for Frankfurt. We bought that alleged warrior for 10 million. They reckon there's an initial fee of 5.1 million and then 2.6 million, so 7.7 million in total in add-ons. People get overly concerned with whether we've made a loss or not. Ultimately, the main loss of Christensen was having him as a right-back in the Premier League for the season. That was the loss. Ultimately, we've got Bogle, and I think Bogle's probably better. Bogle's played in Premier League as well. This idea that he can't defend, sort of suggests that Christensen can defend, and Christensen can't defend neither, and Christensen can't get forward either. So at least Bogle can get forward, and there's a bit sceptical defending. I spoke to Lockie about right backs and wing backs in general last night, and we were sort of saying, and I don't want to put words in Lockie's mouth, so I'll just say what I think. Go check the video out. It was live last night if you want to check it out. Fullbacks in this era, the wingers are so mint on the ball, it's unbelievable. They're going to have good and bad days, wingers. Good and bad days, fullbacks, where they've for some reason got his number even that day and not the day after. It's just like they're just having a stormer at right back and they're just managing to keep the winger quiet. Or the winger gets at them all day and you just think, Jesus Christ, this guy can't defend. It depends what, again, trajectories. It's all about trajectories, isn't it? There's talks that Parisley is potentially for sale. I think everybody in summer's for sale, to be honest. There'll be some moved on what they've just spoke about Gruev. I think the club will weigh up sort of how much they're worth, whether they can get decent money for them. Because obviously they're not just going to get rid of, people say dead wood, but sometimes dead wood is as a squad bolster. If Gruev if we can only get, I won't use Gruev because any figure I come out with here, everybody will kick off with. But there's just a random player. If you can only get 2 million for him or £800,000 for him, they're not going to. There's no point. It's so that in order. I'm not even on about balancing the books. I just mean in general the way that they should go about it. I would imagine they're weighing it up. So if they can get 15 million for Parisley, and they've actually got a number 9 in waiting, they'll ship him off, won't they, for the greater good, because they get a bit of money in. There's no point selling. I don't know. I don't know what. I can't think of it. Like, I don't know, Joseph, or how much wages is he on? The whole thing's a balancing act, in it. So they'll be looking at every single player, and every single player's for sale. And if somebody comes in for dummy money for Tanaka, he's for sale as well. So that's literally where we're at. Oliver Decor has had an interview and he spoke on Leeds United a little bit. I'm quite fond of Ollie Decor. My biggest brother used to absolutely love Ollie Decor. And he commented on Deportivo La Coruña, obviously, when we beat them 3-0 in first leg at Ellen Road. Said it was a major highlight of the career, of his career, sorry, and it was a mint night at Ellen Road, which it certainly was. I was there for that game, and it was frighteningly good. Obviously, we second leg, we got beat 2-0, and he said that they suffered a little bit, but did enough to get the job done. He did say that they celebrated it well after the first leg, the 3-0, and having been to a fair few after dinner speaker events, I can confirm that they probably, by celebrated it well in them days, probably got absolutely annihilated and got a few hookers round. He said that we ate them alive, but I do have to stipulate on that note that he was referencing the game, not necessarily the hookers. So for absolute clarity, the hookers and the booze was not confirmed in the interview, but on this channel we like to read in between the lines, so that's where we're at with it. We've been spoke about by all them ex-Man United all them ex-Man United players that go on overlap. I do the underlap, they do the overlap. Shit is as shit does. Keane thinks that teams that come up just have to be harder to beat. I think there's something to be said for that. I think my man Farke is going to set up in that way when we get to the promised land. I don't think he'll be. I think he'll be pragmatic still, but I think we should start strong defensively, and I think he will do that. He's not just gung ho go forward, is he? And Neville thinks that we might have to breach financial fair play rules in order to compete. And to be honest, I've been thinking about this for a while, and I just think you've got to do whatever the fucking hell you can to stay up. And who cares if we get punished a bit the year after? I just think you've got to take it on chin. I don't know. As long as the club are silly, daft about it, and don't risk our future, I think you've just got to take it. But we've gone over, and these are only 8-minute march on, so I apologise, guys. We'll go as fast as we can. Take it easy, everybody. I might do a shit vid tonight with a bit of a build-up for tomorrow, but if I don't, I'll drop in tomorrow for certain. It's going to be an exciting weekend, boys. We could get the job done this weekend. Rise! Rise! Rise into the risen! We have risen. Parag's in charge.
Boom.